What's going on YouTube? We're here with a new series with the early access of Satisfactory. Now Satisfactory is a factory building game where you grab some resources, you smelt the ore down into ingots and then start generating a whole heap of different things, including, as you can see there, some wire, and you can handcraft things. But we'll go through all of that as we go through. So this series is going to try to be more around design focus, about getting things optimized and making sure that we can get the most out of our machines, so that we can, essentially just sit back and watch the machines work. There is a small amount of combat to this as part of the exploration, but you don't have things like in Factorio, where you've actually got people, aliens, coming to attack you and your base. So this is, as I said, in early access, so they are actively developing it and they're actively putting out new content each month. It's on the Epic Game Store. So there's always issues around different launchers having different games. It'd be nice if we just had one launcher that all of these different companies use, but that's just not the way the world works anymore. So as you can see, there's already been a number of patches. This only came out on the 19th of March, so it's been out for just over a month. Almost 2 months now. No, not even that. Sorry, I'm getting my dates wrong. So it's been out for about 3 weeks, I think. So you can see there's heavy modular frames and all these different tiers. So you've actually got to unlock different tiers to unlock the different things. So there's still a progression thing in here. We'll get into it. So I've already spent a lot of time into this thing, so we might go with a different area from where I started last time. So I've already done I've got a save game for the grass fields, and what I'm going to do is the Rocky Desert. Yeah, Rocky Desert. We're going to call the session name Onion. There's a private thing with that where my wife and I call each other Onion, a thing of affection, but yeah, it's always funny. Alright, so we're in the drop pod, about to drop in.
Attention Pioneer. The following instructional video is a summary of your impending duties as an exoplanetary pioneer for Fixit Incorporated. Fixit Pioneers have 3 cyclical assigned pillars of work to ultimately accomplish project assembly. Use provided blueprints to build the necessary buildings. Chart the planet and gather resources to provide desired results and improve your infrastructure. Make sure to report any unusual discoveries to R&D for analysis. Expand your factories, outposts, and pipelines through automation and augmentation. That's it. Get to work and be effective. Warning, planetfall imminent. Please remain seated during full procedure. Atmospheric entry in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Planetfall procedure initialized.
Here we go. So as you can see, they've got a little bit of a tutorial that goes on. Not really a tutorial. That's all of the tutorial that you get, really. You get a very simple one where you press the button to ping to find things, but that's the brief explanation of what the game is. There is this is early access, right? So it does actually open up to the fact that there could be something in the future that is is a bit more storyline based and whatnot, and you actually have an objective at the end, because obviously they haven't released everything yet, but yeah. And we touched down. The animation in this is actually really good.
Remember, efficiency first. Godspeed.
That little thing is our thing to create things with and destruct things. It's like our little magic wand kind of thing. And so it's first person.
Welcome to
Obvious, basic
your designated
things.
sector in the binary star system of Akicha. I am Ada, also known as Artificial Directory and Assistant, tasked to support pioneers, such as you, in their mission. You are the third of your sector to survive planetfall. Congratulations. Note: objective-based introduction initialized. Welcome to onboarding. First objective: please dismantle the drop pod. The resulting materials will be repurposed to construct a habitat and utility base, from now on referred to as the hub. Note: Fixit Incorporated is cost-effective and efficient. We do not waste.
Okay, so as you can see on the side there, you've got a bit of a essentially instructions on how to do things. So press F to dismantle, and we just dismantle things. It gives us our hub parts. And now what we're going to do, so these things, so we can press tab to get into our inventory. There's our little zapper thing.
According to Fixit regulations, every pioneer should have access to a means of defense.
You do get better weapons in the future once you set up properly, but yeah.
This consumable possesses minor healing properties.
One of the key things with this game is actually making sure that you set up properly. And essentially, like you can have things on the ground and whatnot, but you can build foundries, foundations, sorry, and everything kind of snaps there. So that's what we're going to be looking at doing straight away, is as soon as we can. Alright, so we press C to scan for iron ore, because that's how you start. There's one over there, one over that way, and another one over that way. So we don't have too many around, but the fact that these two are close together is probably a good thing. We're just going to pick up wood as we go, just to make sure that we get everything. So this looks like our first node over here. There's one there, and then the other one's just over in there. So this does have a ping system as well, so you can ping like that. I don't know whether you can see, there's exclamation marks over there from where I ping. So you can actually play this multiplayer with your friends. But yeah, that's going to be interesting. These guys spawn off little bee things, which are really annoying. Go away. Where'd the last one go? Yeah, there you go. Those things are little buggers. Alright, so we've got two nodes here and another, at least one over there. So nodes can have different purities. So when you look at the actual ore on the ground, you can see, you know, this one says pure, which is the best you can get, I'd say, because they're so close together. This one will be pure as well. That's great. So the purities actually determine how many resources you can pull out of them at once. So we'll get into that once we get into the automation side. So got to get rid of these things off the top of them before we can harvest it anyway. So
The presence of iron sources. Failure to do so will likely result in non-optimal progress.
is this some kind of ore? No, it's not. So we've got the two here. I do actually want to go over and have a look at this one over here. That would be it there. Come on. Come at me. Yeah. So you can see the health, or my health, down on the bottom left. Okay. Got rid of them finally. Okay, so we found it. Took our time. And this is another pure ore node, so this was really good. So we're just going to eat some nuts before we build our hub. Make sure that we've got the most health we can. So press Q to get into our build menu, and then we select our hub to build. So our hub is, as it will explain or has explained, is our main center for upgrading, and it contains a craft bench. But so yeah, as I mentioned, it's essential for progression. But what happens is, as you unlock each phase, each tier, you can actually unlock new things that you can craft, new machines, that kind of thing. So first upgrade that we need to do, we need to make 10 iron rods. This will then unlock all of these things, right? So we will select the milestone so that we can put things into it. And we'll just sort this, and then we'll go to our crafting bench. Now, to make iron rods, what do we need? We need iron ingots. To make iron ingots, we need iron ore, and we have a heap of iron ore. So we can just hold space on these and it will craft these by hand. Not sure how it's actually doing it, if it was in real life, but it is what it is. This is the way that they've wanted to do it, so fair enough. Makes it easy for the player. So just do that. So when you set something as a milestone, it actually shows up here in the top right hand corner, saying, these are your requirements. So we've now got 10 iron rod. We will hold in shift and click on our iron rod. It will give the iron rod in there as it needs to. And there we go. So we have now upgraded our hub.
You have unlocked hub feature biomass generator. Hub feature.
So this is the biomass generator.
Feature copper. New equipment, buildings, and blueprints, which can be found in the workshop when built.
We get our personal storage box so that we can put things in it. So I know that I won't need flower petals or alien corpse.
Note, connect to a generator for power. Note,
Yeah, so
such as the smelter require a blueprint.
yeah. So the biomass generator takes biomass. Now biomass is leaves or wood. So you can just pick these things up. You can pick up leaves quite easily. You pick up flower petals at the same time. That's used for something else later. We'll get there. So we'll just pick up a heap of leaves so that we can put them into our biomass burner. But before we do that, let's have a look at what we unlocked. So we unlocked the crafting bench, which is just this thing. Except that you can place it anywhere you want. The equipment workshop, which is something that you can then craft things like the little zapper thing that we've got here. We've got the smelter, which will take ore fed into it via a conveyor belt, or you can put it in manually, and produce ingots. And then on top of that, we have power lines. All right, so we've got that. What's our next requirement to upgrade? So 10 iron plate and some wire. So we can do the iron plate, I think. So let's have a look at what we require. So 2 iron ingots for 1 iron plate, right? And then for wire, we require copper ingots. So we need to find a copper node. Oh, it sounds like there's one nearby. There's 120 meters that way. Alright, so what we're going to do first is we're going to get our iron plates going and make sure that we have those. We've got enough iron rods already, so that's fine. And then we'll go and get our copper. Alright, so we'll have enough now. We'll go and get our copper, which is just there. Of course, next to those little bee things. Got one of them. Like I stunned one of them. Come here. Okay. We've got that now. And again, this is a pure copper ore node. So this area has got a number of pure nodes by the looks of it, which is good for us because it means that we can get a heap of materials coming out and going into where we want it to. So we're just going to get some copper ore, enough for us to go and create what we need to. We know where it is anyway, so it's not that hard to find. We'll go back to our hub, which is right here. Now, looking out, I'm actually thinking we will build out in front of where we're sitting at the moment. Because once we are able to get a chainsaw, we should be able to knock down all these trees and level out that place. So, alright, what did it require? 50. That's more than enough. So, let's just do whatever the hell we've got. Alright, so cable obviously takes wire by the looks of it, so there's that. But we've got enough resources to do the next milestones. We're going to do that. What's this going to unlock? This will unlock us 2 new inventory slots. We will unlock screws, a constructor, power poles, biomass, which can be fed into the biomass generator, concrete, and we can scan for limestone. Alright. There we go. And we've upgraded again. So there we go. Now we've even got a little bit of a room in here. Wonder what's going to go in here. Alright. So the next one, I just want to get the hub upgrades out of the way so that we can get the foundation stuff in, right? So and then build up walls and whatnot around it. So I think this is probably biomass from wood, I think is the next one. So alright, so now we just unlocked biomass from leaves. We've got concrete, screws, and reinforced iron plate, which requires both iron plate and screws. So this is like our first tier 2.5 kind of thing. So we've got ingots are just a staple for everything. Everything must go from an ore to an ingot. So your level 1 things are things like iron plate, iron rods, and wire. Level 2 would be cable because it requires a level 1 thing. Concrete, which requires limestone, is a level 1 thing. Screws is a level 2 thing because it requires iron rods. So reinforced iron plate, let's call it 2.5. Tier 2.5 because it requires level 1 and level 2. So let's convert our what is this stuff? Leaves into biomass, because biomass actually burns better as a fuel. So we're just going to go around and get a heap of leaves so that we can generate a heap of biomass so that we don't have to worry about coming back to fill it up too often. And I'll be back once I've done that. Okay, so I just went around. I think I gathered about 1,500, almost 2,000 leaves, and have created a heap of biomass. So that's what, it's 1,000 there, another 400. So almost 1,500 biomass. So it should be right to last us for a bit as we start to actually make our factory as it goes. So they've got these handy little sort buttons, which are great. Now what we need to do is we need to create a hub upgrade. So that's our hub upgrade. What we need to do is create reinforced iron plate. We need concrete, we need cable, and we need iron plate. So first thing we need to identify is where the limestone is. Alright, so again, there's one up there because it pinged on screen, and another one straight over here. So shouldn't be too hard to find. I think the one over there is probably up on top of that. Yeah, so there's one above me. So we'll just go grab that one. Grab these. Grab these things as much as possible. This looks like the pain to actually get to. Like, there's no easy way up there, so we're going to go and have a look at this one over here. Yeah, you can see the limestone node as the sun comes up. Just there. But there's no easy way up there, so the visuals in this game are just amazing. Here's our limestone. So it's only a normal node, so we'll just pick up the limestone. Alright, so we've got our limestone now, and we'll just head back and we will go and make the concrete. That's what we're after. We're going to need our stuff to be able to get up to there. What is it that we require? Like, you can get stairs, you can use foundries to get up there. There's a few different ways that you can do it, but ideally we'd actually use the node that's up here. This one in front of us, just here. Ideally we'd use this one because it's so close to where everything else is, but ultimately that's the one that we can get to at the moment. So yeah, the only real need that we have for limestone at the moment is concrete anyway, so, and concrete is just for our foundations. So we can just, once we get there, we can set up a automation up there, run some power up there, and just have it go get what we need as we need it. So alright, so we can create 27 concrete. So we're going to do that, create what we need, and then we will do things. So I got close, and what I realized that we can do, and I'd completely forgot about it, and the tutorial told me to do it, is that we can actually put down little driller things that will create, that will store up to 100 ore at a time without you actually being there. So we're just going to quickly do that so that we can get a little bit of automation, but we need the equipment workshop for that. So we're just going to place this down here. These things can all be dismantled and whatnot anyway, so grab this, and then we're just going to chuck it in our hand and point at the ore and click. Alright, so this thing's got a nice little animation. And then it starts drilling into the ore. There we go. And as you can see, look, so this is how fast these things work, 1 per second. We just hit the grab all button a few times. We've got a bit of ore now, so I can go and finish off getting what we need to do the next upgrade. Okay, looks like we've got everything now. So we're just going to throw in what we've got, what's required to do the next upgrade. Hit the upgrade button, and it's definitely coming all together now. Look at that, we've got a little platform up here now.
Congratulations.
Cool.
You have unlocked
Got a bit of a better view. I threw down a couple more of these things and one over here, just so that we can start getting a bit more ore. Yeah. So I think now we have, yes, we have conveyor belts. We have conveyor belt level 1, which will do 60 resources per minute. Also, we have a smelter and a constructor. So you can put things from the smelter into the constructor. And we can also do our foundries and walls. Yeah. So what is our next objective? Level 4. So this is where we can get the miner, which will do extraction of ore from essentially the nodes in an automated fashion. So you can actually attach the conveyor belts to these things and go straight ahead and put them straight into a smelter. So we might tackle that in the next episode. Until then, I've been Showdan. This is Satisfactory, and we've started our road to a mega factory. Alright guys, we'll see you next time. See ya.